So what I want to demonstrate is two projects here. Let me get to my Opera. All right, the two projects I wanted to show you were closely related, 200 and 207. So let's take a look at them. If I go to 200, this is just getting ADB working. So the way you do it, I used Android Studio, although you can use any emulator you like. But in Android Studio, it's pretty easy. So I launched Android Studio. Now I'm going to launch my phone. And there comes my phone. All right. And now in Android Studio, you can see if you have the support kit, software development kit installed. You go Tools, SDK Manager. That's one great thing about this program. Then you can go to SDK Tools and see if you have them installed. And you see the thing you want is this, Android SDK Platform Tools. And it's got a minus sign here, which means I have them installed, but it's an older version, which is fine. I don't think these updates matter much. So I've got it, and it tells you where they are. They're in this folder, Users, Sambound, Library, Android SDK. Finding it is one common stumbling block for people. They have trouble finding the tools, but now I see where they are. Library, from my home directory, it's Library, Android SDK.
How about in Genymotion? Where do you go for that?
I don't remember. If you look at Genymotion Project, it'll tell you.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, so now if I open a terminal, all right, let's clear this and make it bigger. All right, so if I start in my home directory, all right, I can CD to Library, Android, SDK, and now the ADB, which is the tool I want, is not here. It's in the directory called Platform-Tools. So I have to do one more CD to get into Platform Tools. And now, in here I have ADB, which is the main thing we want. There are all these other tools, but I hardly ever use them. ADB is the one you want. Now, if you're running an Android emulator, Genymotion or anything else, ADB will pick it up. And you can do ADB devices -L to list your running devices. And as you see, I have a device running with details of which one it is. And I can just do ADB shell. And now I have a command line on the Android device itself. If I do ls, this is the Android. I'm in the home directory. So if I do ls -L, you'll see the typical Linux folders you'd see at the bottom of any Linux file system, like bin, data, dev, mount, proc, and so on. And all the apps live here in data. And so that I'm now in control of my Android device. However, I am not the user. If I do who am I, I'm shell, which is a low privilege user. If I try to escalate to root with SU, it's not going to let me do it. So that's because this emulator is not rooted, and that's why it has the Google Play Store. Google's security rules say you can't have the Play Store on a device that's rooted. So all you have to do to get a rooted device is install one of the emulators that don't have that Play Store on them, and then you'll have a rooted device. There are other ways to do it too. Anyway, so that's the first project, is just to get ADB working with Android Studio, and then you just find a flag by executing uname -A. So that's the first step. And let me just stop the video to make a separate video of the next bit.